What's up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my Blu-ray DVD update for July 31st, 2016. Yeah, basically my July haul, stuff I picked up over the past month. Yeah, I've got 12 things to show you, 5 Blu-rays and 7 DVDs. The 5 Blu-rays are all from 2014. Finally finishing off my 2014 wish list. Sort of bits and pieces left over from a couple years ago, mainly action movies. It just kind of worked out that way. And the 7 DVDs are all Criterions. Of course, July 4th, the Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion sale. Always gotta get in on that when possible. So yeah, I've got five Blu-rays and 7 juicy Criterions to show you. So let's get started with the Blu-rays. Up first we have the Expendables 3, directed by Patrick Hughes. Yeah, the third in the Expendables franchise. Funnily enough, it's first time I've got 3 movies in one trilogy all on Blu-ray, because all the movies have come out since 2010. Yes, I've stuck to my guns. I've only really been buying Blu-rays 2010 onwards. All the movies I've bought over the past few years that have come out since 2010 I bought on Blu-ray, and the Expendables franchise, the trilogy, I all got on Blu-ray. So yeah, as far as the movie goes, it was probably the weakest of the 3. I thought the Expendables 2 was fantastic. I have problems with the way Stallone directed the first movie. But I'd say this is the weakest of the 3. So I'd rank the Expendables 2 as the best one, and then the Expendables, and then the Expendables 3. Yeah, good fun cast, of course. Sly Stallone, Jason Statham, joined by a whole host of action heroes. Mel Gibson is the villain. Harrison Ford, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Randy Couture, Dolph Lundgren, Terry Crews, Antonio Banderas, so on and so forth. Good fun. Ronda Rousey, whose stock has sort of dropped since this movie. But yeah, still good fun. Not as good as the second one, which is fantastic, and not as good as the first one either. The Expendables 3. Alright guys, moving on. I picked up Into the Storm, directed by Stephen Quayle, starring Richard Armitage. Of course, disaster movie featuring tornadoes which ravaged the town of Silverton in the Midwest. Yeah, big fan of disaster movies, but this one not as good as Twister, which has sort of become a cult classic over the years, but still a cool film. I like watching disaster movies, tornadoes, stuff like that. Sarah Wayne Callies is in the movie. She played Rick's wife in The Walking Dead, which she was horrible on and everybody hated her. But I liked her in this. She was good in this. And Richard Armitage, one of my mom's favorite people, so she'll be happy I picked this up. Into the Storm. Alright, moving on. I picked up John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves. Directed by Chad Stahelski, I believe is how you say it. Yeah, really cool, underrated action flick. Sort of remind me of Equilibrium, the sort of fighting, shooting style. Sort of Equilibrium meets The Matrix. Yeah, the best thing Keanu's done in a while. Yeah, it was a badass movie. He plays a hitman who works for a gangster, and I believe the gangster's son kills John Wick's dog, amongst other stuff, and then Keanu goes on a rampage, killing everybody in sight. But yeah, really cool fighting, shooting style. I liked it a lot. I dug the hell out of it. Willem Dafoe and Adrian Palicki is in the movie as well. Yeah, John Wick, really cool, underrated action flick. Best thing Keanu Reeves has done for a number of years. John Wick. Alright guys, moving on. I picked up The November Man, starring Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, directed by Roger Donaldson. Really cool film. I like this movie a lot. Pierce Brosnan plays a ex-CIA operative who sort of gets lured out of retirement to protect a young woman played by Olga Kurylenko, um, who's been targeted for assassination, sort of dealing with the potential president of Russia. Yeah, he goes up against his former protege, who's played by Luke Bracey. He went on to star in the Point Break remake from last year. Yeah, really cool action film. Big fan of Pierce Brosnan. Sort of a James Bondish type role for him. Little more harsh and intense than the suave, sophisticated 007. Sort of also Olga Kurylenko, of course, is in Quantum of Solace as well. So putting two old Bond people in a movie, but I dug the hell out of it. The November Man, really cool flick. If you get a chance to see it, check it out. All right, last finishing up the 2014 Blu-rays. My final wish list of 2014. We have Pompeii. Yeah, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Starring Jon Snow, or Kit Harington if you prefer. Yeah, set in the backdrop, of course, of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 A.D., which of course destroyed the city, the ancient Roman city of Pompeii. Yeah, really cool, sort of interesting action romantic flick. Harrington plays a slave turned gladiator who's trying to save his beloved, played by Emily Browning, who's been sworn to marry an evil Roman senator, played by Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, really cool film. I dug it. I love these type of movies. Like I said, I like disaster movies, good volcano movie, and anything with the backdrop of ancient Rome. I'm interested in as well. Yeah, cool flick. Maybe not historically accurate, but I really didn't care. Pompeii, really cool film, and I really dug it. So that concludes the Blu-rays from 2014. All right, guys, moving on to the Criterions I picked up. Let's start off with spine number 821. And that is Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick's classic satire on the atomic bomb. Absolutely love this film. One of my all-time favorite films, in my top 10 movies of all time. My favorite Stanley Kubrick film. Fantastic performance by Peter Sellers in 3 different roles, including the President and Dr. Strangelove himself. George C. Scott, awesome as the General. Yeah, just a fantastic movie. Hilarious ending. Great visuals, great music. Yeah, my favorite Kubrick film, and Kubrick's one of my favorite directors. That's Dr. Strangelove. Alright, moving on to spine number 545. I picked up Easy Rider from 1969. Classic counterculture road trip film, of course, directed by Dennis Hopper, starring Peter Fonda, Hopper, and young Jack Nicholson, and a great performance by him. Yeah, fantastic music. One of those great films in the late 60s, early 70s that heralded a whole new generation of filmmakers and actors. Yeah, I didn't pick this up as part of the Lost in America box set that Criterion has. I've been wanting to get it for ages, because there's a couple other films I'm hoping they'll do single releases from that box set. I really want to get five easy pieces, also starring Jack Nicholson, and The Last Picture Show, 2 great films from the early 70s as well. But I was really stoked that Criterion released Easy Rider in a single edition, so I had to pick it up. Great film. Alright, guys, moving on to spine number 800. Another great film from that era, and that is The Graduate, directed by Mike Nichols. Of course, fantastic coming of age story starring Dustin Hoffman, Anne Bancroft, wonderful as Mrs. Robinson. Of course, you got the music of Simon and Garfunkel. Catherine Ross, terrific as well. Yeah, wonderful movie. And the one movie my dad has always claimed that he was an extra in this film while it was being shot. Yeah, he went to Cal Berkeley in the late '60s, so I've always taken his word for it that my dad appears in this movie somewhere. But there you have it, The Graduate. All right, moving on to number 799. We have The Kid. Yeah, Charlie Chaplin's The Kid from 1921, his first feature-length film. Fantastic silent movie, of course. Charlie Chaplin as the lovable tramp character who rescues a kid from the streets, played by Jackie Coogan. Yeah, fantastic movie. Big fan of Chaplin's work. I've got all his other films that have been released on Criterion, like Limelight, The Gold Rush, City Lights, Modern Times, and so on. The Great Dictator. All those great films that Chaplin made. Huge fan of his work. So yeah, totally stoked to pick up this one as well. Charlie Chaplin's The Kid. Alright guys, moving on. We have spine number 790 and 791. And that is, of course, The Complete Lady Snowblood. Yeah, two fantastic samurai films directed by Toshio Fujita. Lady Snowblood from 1973 and Lady Snowblood Love Song of Vengeance from 1974. Yeah, great samurai films featuring Maiko Kaji. Big influence on Tarantino's Kill Bill films. Yeah, great movies. Big fan of samurai cinema and Japanese directors. So really stoked to pick up this really cool edition double feature, The Complete Lady Snowblood. Alright, moving on. We have spine number 803. And that is The Manchurian Candidate. The original from 1962. Directed by John Frankenheimer. Fantastic political intrigue thriller starring Lawrence Harvey, Frank Sinatra. Fantastic performance by Angela Lansbury and Jeanette Lee. Yeah, great political assassination plot. Remade in, I think it was 2004, 2005. The one with Liev Schreiber and Meryl Streep. An okay movie, decent remake, but the original is a superior film. Fantastic movie from the early 60s, The Manchurian Candidate. Alright guys, last but not least, we have spine number 812, and that is The Player. Yeah, Robert Altman's fantastic satire on Hollywood starring Tim Robbins. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite Robert Altman films. Yeah, fantastic movie. The opening shot, just brilliant. Great cast. Greta Scacchi, who my dad was a huge fan of. Very sexy actress back in the day. Fred Ward, Peter Gallagher, Whoopi Goldberg. Just a fantastic film about Hollywood. Yeah, big fan of Robert Altman's work. Got a number of his films on Criterion now, like Shortcuts and Nashville. Really looking forward to picking up McCabe and Mrs. Miller in November, because that's coming out soon on Criterion. Yeah, Robert Altman, one of the best American directors over the past 30-40 years, and The Player is definitely one of my favorite films that he directed. So there you have it. 7 Criterions, all from the Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion sale, and 5 Blu-rays, all from 2014, finishing off my wish list from a couple of years ago. So what does that mean going forward? So obviously I will be starting into my 2015 wish list, finally be talking about some films that have come out recently, come out last year, even though 2016 releases are already out and coming out. I will get to those for a while, I'm afraid. But also, hopefully tomorrow, like I said, I've been wanting to get a new camera because my memory card is kind of jacked, and I can only film like 6 minutes at a time. Instead of getting a new camera, the first thing I'm doing is trying to get a new memory card. So that should be coming in the mail soon. So yeah, I'm planning a whole bunch of videos in the upcoming month. Very special videos. A lot of people have been asking for these videos. So look forward to that. I hope to get into that this week. So yeah, some good stuff coming on my channel, hopefully. So thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you.
Bond. James Bond.